events. So we designed some examples using events. So we learned about mouse events, button events, keyboard events, and we discussed about how to deal with element state events. Element state events, we saw how to use on change, on blur like options. Now we will see some examples with combination of these events. And while learning those examples, we will learn some new topics also, new concepts of React. We will learn. Let's see some example. First, as I told you, we will see how we can create one interaction using the element events. So like a EMI calculator, we'll see that. Let's see, means to understand two-way binding, how we manage two-way binding. Let's see. So we will create, let's open this project. Yeah. So what we will do is we will create a simple EMI calculator. Here I am adding a component EMI calculator. So EMI calculator dot JSX. So this is EMI calculator JSX. So export function EMI calculator. Okay. And we want to create a simple startup EMI calculator. And let's start. Okay. Now we want to design a simple calculator like this. This is some real world example like this. We will try to create this EMI calculator. Here depends on your requirement, how you want to present the content, how you want interaction. Actually, in this example, while sliding the sliders, automatically the result will be displayed. But what we will do, user can slide the slider. You can see when it is sliding, loan amount, the value is displayed in the text boxes. Not only that, when I change here in the text box, it should reflect on the slider also. Let's see how to create, how we can design. And when I click calculate, it should calculate and display EMI like this. Just roughly one small example we'll design. Let's see how to create this. Here, why we are creating this, to understand how data binding works, two-way binding works. Let's create the design. So I'm having a container, and we have two divisions, row, and in this we will have two columns. This is 9 columns, and this is 3 columns. We have 9 and 3 columns we are having. Okay. Or So we will give 8 and 4 columns. Fine. Now what is left side? We want is we want right side. We will create a div rounded rounded some 5 4. Okay. BG suppose primary text white. Okay. In this your monthly EMI will be, and so monthly EMI will be like this. Okay, just some messages we are having. You can see that is the message we want to show there, right side. So padding 5. Fine, that is monthly EMI will be how much it should display there. That's the original one. Okay. So text center. Fine. Left side, we want to display another one. In this, we want to display the options for selecting the details, right? So what we will do here is to select the details. In the EMI calculator, they have loan amount text box. Okay, that is row. We have a div, and in this div, we have a row. In this, 2 columns are there. This is one column, and this is another column. Left column, we have a label, loan amount. Right column, we have a text box. Input type is text. So class form control. That is in the first one, loan amount, and side by side we are displaying. Width and height you can adjust for that. Suppose we are having 25. So that is smaller one, 50. That looks fine. And this will be just one content we are having, text end. So we'll keep that at the end. So we'll put here already it is, we need here as deflex justify content end. That will be right side. Huh? Here also deflex. One second. Okay. So here we will give justify content baseline. We'll keep justify content baseline is there. Baseline. So left and right we are using. Okay, fine. This is one. Okay. That's loan amount we are having. Fine. Now what we will do, similarly second row, in this row we are adding here the amount. So ampersand hash 8377, that is Indian currency symbol starting with 1 lakh. Okay. And this is this side. We will put another label. This is starting with 10 lakhs. Suppose that's the value we are having, 1 lakh and 10 lakh amount. And we need a slider also na, in between. That means what we will do here, we will add another row. We will add a row, simple row, class row. In this we have a class column, and we are having a input type. Input type is equal to range. Okay. Minimum is the number starting with 1 lakh. Okay. Maximum is 10 lakh. Something like this we are defining. And value is 1 lakh. And we will keep step. Step is 10,000. You know that otherwise step value default is 1. We can give the step value. So you have a slider here. And what I will do is background color instead of primary. I'll keep a style. Background color. Background color. We'll keep some so light cyan or something, light sky blue, something. I'm just adding a light color to make the content dark. Okay. We can add any shade also. So hash blue, that is I give some AA, and we can apply some light shade. Okay, that looks better. Okay, and the text I will give as what? Black. That will be fine. Just roughly I am adding, because the slider we will give as class form range. Form range is the slider. We are having the slider. Okay. Same style we will apply here also. For the right side also, we will put the same. We are adding the similar option there. Okay, that's enough. Now, what we need to do is we need to set up some gap between these. So that will be fine. 2. That's okay. This is the loan amount, and this is the slider for loan amount. Okay. Same. Now I need another one. I will copy these 3 rows. Okay. And I will keep those 3 rows. This is for years. So what they have? They have loan tenure. So loan tenure we are having. Okay, that's fine. So this is margin top 4. Some gap will come. Loan tenure is fine. Okay, this is another text box. This I will give 25. That means that is smaller one. That's fine. and range will be from 1 to 5. Minimum 1 year, maximum 5 years. Value will be 1 and step will be 1. That means 1 year it changes. And here we will put the value as 1 year, and here we put the value as 5 years. That is 1 and 5 years. We are having loan tenure. Okay. One more is required. What is that? I need to copy this. Okay. Now one more is required, that is interest rate. Here I am giving interest rate. Okay. So this is same interest rate of, what is problem? Ending element is not found. Somewhere one div is missing. Where the div is missing, let me copy this part. Okay. So this is row. Acha, inside this itself we need to create. Inside this we will add. I need to copy this. Okay. I will put it again here. Fine. Last one is what? Interest rate. Okay. And this will be minimum 10.45 and maximum 19.45. Value 0.01. You know, sliders will have, sorry, value is 10.45. Step value we will give 0.01. Okay, that is interest rate we are having. Now, what is the concept is in this design? User will select loan amount. User will select tenure, interest rate, and we will use one calculate button. When user clicks the calculate button, result should come right side. It should display. So here at the end, I am adding one more div, class row, and div class column, text end. We'll put a button, calculate. So class BTN primary. Okay, that's a calculate button. This row is having some margin top to, some gap is there. That's fine. So what is our requirement now? We need to make it work. So first, user will change the loan amount. Why they are not moving? They are not moving because you kept a value and the value is fixed. And you know that the changing of value cannot be done until or unless you write on change. On change is compulsory. Okay. So let's do this. We will go to the example here, create a constant. What are the values we need for calculation? We need amount, set amount is equal to use state. Amount is a number, 0. Another one, years. We need set years is equal to use state. It is also 0. but I want starting with 1 lakh. That means I want to start with 1 lakh. And year starting with how much? 1. 1 is the year. Next constant we have rate. Set rate is equal to use state 10.45 is the starting point. Now these we have to set in those text boxes and in those elements. That means what we have to do, go to the text box here, value. Here value is coming from amount. This range also will have a value coming from where? Amount. Okay. Second, this text box. Here value coming from where? Years. Here also value is coming from years. Default year is 1. Similarly, we have text box value is rate, and here range value is coming from where? Rate. Okay, you can see the default values are attached to them. That means the numbers values are by default attached. Actually, this interest rate label we will change. What is this interest rate label is 10.45%, and this one is 19.45%. That's the rate we are changing. Here interest rate I change. Now the question is, the same value is attached to the text box and this slider. You know, I cannot type anything in text box. I cannot even move the slider because React is one-way binding. How to enable? So what you have to do, we have to write event. What is it? First one, function, handle amount change. It should get the amount and set amount. So set amount e dot target dot what? Value. You have to get the value and store that. Okay. Similarly, handle year change. So set year e dot target dot value. Okay. Next function, handle rate change e, set rate e dot target dot value. Okay, where to attach this? We need to attach to the text box and slider, because on both change we want them to happen. So let's go to the text box. Here we have to write on change, handle amount change. Slider on change, handle amount change. Okay, next, this text box on change, handle year change. This also on change, handle year change. Okay, last one. This text box on change, what is it? Handle rate change. Here also on change, handle rate change. Now you can see that I am sliding the slider, then it is going to get display them. And I am moving the tenure, it is showing that. I am moving the interest rate, it is going to show that. Now important, when I click here and type number 3, it should change here also. It should affect. That is the same event we are using for both. If you don't write on change for text box, you cannot modify in text box. If you don't write on change for slider, you cannot modify the slider. Now, one important last work is you click calculate. Then what should happen? It should collect all the data, calculate EMI and display that. That requires your knowledge of handling formulas. That means you learned math functions. In JavaScript, you learned operators. What business people do, they will ask us to build a website. They will give their formulas. What is our responsibility is to transform those formulas into JavaScript understandable. If you are learning a technology, you need to translate those formulas into your technology understandable formula, otherwise you can't get the same result. Then how to get the EMI? See, for EMI they might have given formula. You see how personal, here where is it? Yeah, how EMI is calculated. It is there. They will give help also, or simply how EMI is calculated. You see they given a formula: principal into rate into 1 plus r to the power of n. Now what is our responsibility is to understand how this formula can be written in JavaScript, and we need to implement. Let's see how we do in JavaScript. What is, you already know JavaScript. What we will do, we will put a constant EMI, set EMI is equal to use state. Initially EMI is 0. What we will do here, so right side we will put a div, and we will keep font size as 1, font weight as bold, and here we will display that EMI dot to local string en hyphen in. We will put a style, which style, currency, which currency, INR. That is better. And we will put here minimum fraction digits as 0, max fraction digits also 0. That will be fine. It will show that 0 is the current number. Okay. Now what should happen? I click on calculate. It should calculate and display the EMI. Okay. Let's write a event for calculate. So we will write a function handle calculate, calculate click, or handle calculate. What should happen on calculate? First collect all the data according to their formula. Collect all the data. How to collect the data is, I will declare a local variable p. This is the amount. How to collect the amount? Parse int. You know, everything collected from any element in HTML is an string. You have to convert into number. That means parse int. What is it? Amount. Amount is converted into that, and you defined it. That is the principal amount. Okay. Next, what you need? R. R is interest rate. Parse float. We have to use parse float. What is it? Rate. Collect the rate value, but it is by 12 by 100. Because interest rate is written in percent, you cannot use a percent in formula. You have to convert the percent into number. That is interest rate per year. Then we have to divide by 12 by 100. You know that. And another one, n. N is parse int, number of periods. That is what? Tenure. Tenure is in years. Years into 12. Because 1 year 12 months, 2 year 24 months. You have to calculate EMI for every month. Now what is the formula? EMI is equal to P into means asterisk R. R is interest rate. So you can see their formula. What is their formula? P into R into. Okay, R into. After that, what we have to do? Math.pow. You know JavaScript, math.pow. 1 plus R to the power of n. That is JavaScript math function divided by slash. What is it again? Math.pow. So 1 plus R to the power of n and minus 1. That is what the formula is. That is actually their formula. Na? This is 1 plus R to the power of n minus 1. And you learnt already JavaScript math functions. Huh? You learnt in JavaScript, whatever math library is there, same we have to use here. Okay. Now let's see. This we will set EMI. Set EMI, the EMI value. Then that EMI handle calculate should work when they click the calculate button. So let's go to this button. In this button, on click, what is it? Handle calculate. That's the function it works. So what should happen when I'm selecting loan amount is suppose some, so 3,76,000 something, 37 lakh. Yeah, I think we given a lengthy value. This is minimum how much? Uh, so minimum 1 lakh, maximum 10 lakhs. That is fine, huh? Right. Okay. Now I am using this minimum and you are collecting the value, collect the loan tenure, collect the interest rate and click on calculate. It should get that. How much monthly EMI will be, it should get that in display. And very important, if you want this to happen while changing itself, what to do? If you want this to happen while changing itself, then what to do? Then what to do is here, while changing itself, if you want, that means when amount is changed, you set amount,